Hi everybody, this is Luca Discacciati, moneyswap.com. As always, as every month, even today, we try to understand if it's time to exchange our Swiss franc in euro or vice versa. And as always, we will try to understand it. We will try to do it in our webinar. So let me share my screen so we can start to analyze the chart of Swiss franc against versus euro. But before to start, let me remember to you to have a look to our website, moneyswap.com, and have a look to the promo page where we have always some promotions for you. For example, at the moment, since we are at the beginning of the new year, if you are a new client, you can get the Swiss highway toll for free. So if you never tried Forecaster, if you never tried, sorry, Money Swap, it's time now to try it because you can have the highway toll for free. So let's start with the analysis of the Swiss franc because we expected new high for the Swiss franc against the euro for the end of the 2024. We add the new high a little bit earlier. Okay, so now we try to understand if now it's time to wait or it's time to change your Swiss franc in euro because maybe the Swiss franc can go lower again. For doing that, first of all, we can start analyzing the economic situation of Switzerland. And here we are on the website Trading Economics. And as you can see, here we are on the GBP annual growth rate page. And as you can see, the trend for the GBP, the gross domestic product for the Swiss, is growing, is growing. Not really fast, of course, as it happened, for example, after the COVID, but the trend is good. And the last quarter we had a growth of 2%. But for Switzerland, it's something really amazing. Something else we have to look at is the unemployment rate. At the moment, the unemployment rate is stable because we have for Switzerland 2.8%, which is something really okay, let's say. It's a good average if we start to analyze the data since the 90, 96, 95. So we are in a good situation. So economy is growing and the unemployment rate is under control, is a physiological 2.8%. And last but not least, we have to look at the inflation rate that at the moment is quite low, 0.6%. The last data we have 0.7, yes, 0.7%, which is something really nice. It's okay. It came down from a 3.5% that historically speaking was something quite high because we didn't see a 3% of inflation since the 90. So it's something really scary for Switzerland at the beginning, but now the inflation rate is back below 1, and this is something healthy for the economy. So economically speaking, we are in a good moment for Switzerland. We are growing, and this is why in the long run the Swiss franc is a good investment for foreign investors. Okay, so talking about the Swiss franc, let's go to have a look at the chart so we can write CF euro. And first of all, I would like to show you how the big investors are investing in Swiss franc. We already saw the previous webinar last month, this COT report. What is it? Very simple. In the United States, there is the Commodity Future and Trading Commission, which is a commission, of course, that every week publish this report, the COT report, that give us it's a report that the aim of the report is to let the public understand the market dynamics. So every single future contract that is traded on the financial markets, okay, this commission take it, and at the end of the week they tell us how many institutional investors are long, it means they are buying Swiss franc, how many are short, it means they are selling Swiss franc, and here we have the results. As we saw last month, this is something really interesting, because since the end of 2023, as you can see, the trend for the hedge fund is long. It means they are heavily investing in Swiss franc, and since the end of 2023, they started to buy Swiss franc. Okay, and this is a very good sign for the future, because it means they believe in the Swiss growth, they believe in the stability of the currency, and this is why they really think the Swiss franc can grow. Okay, very simple. And this is something really interesting, because they are investing in the Swiss franc, even if in 2024, for example, you can see we experienced a drop in Swiss franc, and even now, compared to the previous month, to the last month, they are heavily investing in the Swiss franc, even if we had the drop. If you saw the previous webinar, probably you remember that we had a drop in Swiss franc because the central bank, the Swiss National Bank, decreased the interest rate for the Swiss franc. So it was a little bit less convenient to have a Swiss franc, because the Swiss National Bank um, cut the interest rates, and it means that if you have today some Swiss franc in your bank account, you earn less money than the month before. Okay, so it's a little bit less convenient compared to the previous month, but both hedge fund and speculative investor and asset manager are continuing to heavily investing in the Swiss franc, and this is mean that probably they expect the Swiss franc to rise again in the future. Okay, so if we analyze the seasonality, which is something we always try to watch in our monthly webinar, as you can see, we have an interesting situation, because at the moment the correlation between the actual price, the current price, and all the historical seasonality is very low. It means at the end of the day, this year, the Swiss franc is moving completely different compared to what it did in the past, but what we can expect is a period of stability for Swiss franc, and then probably something will change when, very simple, as you can see, we can probably see some changes and a starting of a Swiss franc rising again here at the end of February. So at the moment, what we can expect is a lateral movement until the end of February, and then probably all this position that institutional investors are creating right now will end with a new bull trend starting from the end of February. Okay, so if you have Swiss franc at the moment, if you earn your salary in Swiss franc and you don't need to exchange all your money now in order to live in Europe and using euro, of course, you can wait. I mean, could be a good idea to wait because probably we will see new historical high uh, later this year. Okay, so at the moment we are on the top, of course, but a little bit lower. We can expect an oscillation of the Swiss franc about 1% before to see, as I told you, after February, new all-time high. So if you can, you can evaluate to wait to exchange your Swiss franc in euro now, because we probably will have new all-time high for Swiss franc during 2025. Thank you very much. Remember to have a look to our website where you can find the promo page. And as always, of course, you can check the the exchange rate on the website. You very easily can choose how much money you would like to exchange. If you would like to exchange Swiss franc in euro, or if you would like to switch, easy. If you needed to exchange euro in Swiss franc, this is a good moment because what we expect is a rising Swiss franc. So we it's a good moment to exchange euro in Swiss franc. Thank you very much. See you next month.